Isn't it an odd coincidence that this ended up becoming my first ever Easter review, despite the fact that Easter isn't going to happen until a month? Well, I guess anything can happen when it comes to Patreons giving you more money involving weekly people in order to give you episodes like this. In all honesty, upon watching this episode, it's much more better than the last. In this episode, Bingo is convinced that the Easter Bunny has forgotten about her and Bluey, but after seeing some hints around the house on trying to search for the Easter basket, Bluey and Bingo go on an Easter hunt. In all honesty, I can instantly sympathize these two characters because me along with my brothers went through Easter hunts every time Easter comes around. Especially in the early years of school where some of the students go on Easter hunts in order to find some candy or some hints. To be perfectly real with you, I can instantly sympathize these characters on thinking that the Easter Bunny is either real or fake. And in all honesty, for someone who used to be in Bluey's and Bingo's age of believing if the Easter Bunny is real or not, we have all been there knowing full well that they were real, including Santa and other people that don't exist. Let me tell you, I honestly felt like that this is a perfect episode, not only to educate people on doing Easter hunts, but also a good Easter episode, but that's not saying much considering that this is my first Easter review. And to be perfectly real with you, the comedy in this episode isn't literally the same lengths as the last episode, but at the same time, it really shows that they want to make this entire Easter hunt somewhat enjoyable for people who enjoyed Easter. And for me personally, Bluey and Bingo are basically self-inserted characters in this, while the people who are watching this episode are in the position of Bluey and Bingo, just trying to find some hints in order to get closer to the Easter basket. And since that the parents don't interfere completely, it really shows that they wanted to make Bluey and Bingo those self-inserted characters in order to understand what it feels of what it's like to do an Easter hunt in the holiday that is Easter. And to be perfectly real with you, one of the reasons why I really found this episode a lot more enjoyable than the last is that Bluey and Bingo are actually really likable and really in a much more closer relationship, even as sisters. Granted, I'm not over dramatic when it comes to enjoying these characters immediately, especially after watching these episodes, but I really admire the motivation of what they're doing, considering that they're focusing on the Easter basket of what contains inside the Easter basket. Like, if these characters just believe that the Easter Bunny doesn't exist, then they were way ahead of their time, and I'm going to assume that it wouldn't even work, even in a show like this. Like, when it comes to Friendship is Magic, while it's taking itself a little seriously when it comes to the characters, it really feels like that these characters are slightly dumbed down, not really dumbed down, but toned down for the sake of this show's setting to work out. Each episode is 7 minutes, while Friendship is Magic is 22 minutes longer. Which is where I can understand that this show is mostly gonna be mixed when it comes to my opinions. I'm just stating that once I talk about the show completely on Friday, you're either gonna like it or not like it. Because in all honesty, with a show with episodes runtime being 7 minutes instead of 22 minutes or even 10 minutes, it kind of shows that the attention to detail is there, but not in the same levels as Friendship is Magic. But getting back to this show, the ending itself is honestly really interesting to think that the animation is actually good. Like, it's really impressive that the Australian animators who animate this did a good job into focusing on the color palette, considering that the color palette in all the episodes I've seen is really good, especially in the last episode that I'm going to be reviewing this Friday. Overall, this episode is better than the last episode, which is saying something considering that this episode centers around Easter. So with that being said, I'm giving this episode a 7.75 out of 10.